Love turning sour is one of the most painful experiences people go through. The wise ones choose to quit, grow through the pain, and eventually move on. While the unwise ones get consumed by their emotions and end up doing unimaginable things that they live to regret. Today's story is an example of what happens when someone lets their emotions get the better of them and act out of rage and impaired judgment. Welcome to the Insight Edition. My name is Yusuf, and on today's episode of Criminal Diaries, we are going to look into the case of the gruesome murder of Rispa Ndunge by the man she had lovingly called her husband. Rispa Ndunge and Maurice Njuguna had been staying together for over 9 months at Mitikenda Estate in the outskirts of Ruiru before the gruesome murder. Maurice was working as a chef at a local fish joint near the area. After a while, he managed to secure a cashier job at the joint for his wife Rispa, and that was the beginning of the two working together at the same place. And if you ask me, that was the beginning of their troubles. Due to the nature of their jobs, they couldn't go back home together at the same time. Maurice will leave first at around 10 p.m. Then at about 3 a.m. in the morning, Rispa will be dropped off. The arrival time started to become the main topic of their arguments onwards. As the time flew by, Maurice started to accuse his wife of infidelity, and if the two were having problems earlier on, at this time, they became 10 times worse. The two continued to work at the fish joint together, and throughout the time, their fights and arguments became worse. When Maurice Njuguna saw that he wasn't getting the better of it, he planned and did the unthinkable. 17th of April 2023 was just another normal day for Rispa Ndunge and her husband Maurice Njuguna. They reported at their workplace, and throughout the day, nothing seemed odd. If only the poor Rispa Ndunge would have known what her beloved husband had planned for her that coming night. Maurice Njuguna suspiciously left work earlier than usual that day. He had gone to purchase a polythene sack, and after the purchase, he paid the money that was 150 shillings through M-Pesa and left for his home. After reaching home, he patiently waited for his wife to show up, and when she finally did, he welcomed her with their daily dosage of arguments. That night's argument was longer than the previous ones, and when Maurice had had enough of it, he hit Rispa's head against the wall so hard, sending her straight to the land of the dead. The realization that he had killed someone struck him so hard that he panicked for a moment. While still panicking, he took the body of Rispa Ndunge and stuffed it in a traveling suitcase. Then he put the suitcase in a white polythene sack that he had purchased earlier on. It is at this moment that it is alleged that he called his cousin Francis Chege to come and help him dispose of the body. The two men carried the sack that now contained Rispa's body, and they went and dumped it about 500 meters from where Maurice lived. On the following morning, Maurice went to the fish joint and told their employers that he and Rispa were quitting the job and they were relocating to another location. He then went back home and tried to escape, but since he had no money on him by then, he had to delay his plans. On the 18th of April 2023, the body of Rispa Ndunge was discovered by the residents of Kamakus near the rental houses where she had been dumped. The police were alerted, and within no time, they arrived at the crime scene, secured the perimeter, and recovered the body. They commenced investigations immediately. Maurice Njuguna was arrested on the 21st of April 2023 as the prime suspect. The police were able to arrest him after tracking his phone, which led them directly to his hideout in Mukuyu, Murang'a County. They also arrested his cousin Francis Chege, who is believed to have aided him with the dumping of Rispa's body. At the time of arrest, Francis was also found in possession of Rispa's phone. Maurice Njuguna confessed to the murder and also took the investigating officers to the shop where he had bought the sack, and also all the other scenes that were relevant to his case. Together with his cousin, Morris was first arraigned in court on the 25th of April 2023, but didn't take a plea as the police officers requested 14 more days to keep the suspects in custody as they concluded their investigations. Their request was granted by the court, and the case was scheduled for a mentioning on the 5th of May 2023. Morris Njuguna remains remanded in custody, waiting for the justice system to decide his fate.